when I first heard it, I had some resistance to it because I feel like I have done a lot of striving in my life. I feel like hard work and trying and trying and trying and trying sometimes is exhausting and doesn't pay off. And I would say, in a sense, that is true. But this type work that I'm going to be teaching on today is the way that you can create the results in your life. Hey friend, welcome to the Menopause Makeover. Do you want to lose weight and keep it off? Are you struggling with stubborn weight gain, trying everything but seeing no results? Do you wake up with big ambitions only to feel exhausted and overwhelmed as the day goes on, leaving your own needs last? Hey, I'm Kris. I know exactly what it feels like to battle the perimenopause spread, that frustrating weight gain that seems to come out of nowhere. What used to work for weight loss suddenly stopped, and my hormones left me sleep-deprived, depressed, unmotivated, and anxious, not to mention dealing with relentless hot flashes. I was a busy homeschooling, midlife working mom and health coach, yet I felt lost when it came to my own body. I wanted more energy, less belly fat, and more strength. I felt powerless. Until I found health strategies to work with my hormones, not against them, I couldn't lose weight, and I didn't even feel like myself. In this podcast, you will find out how to stop the weight loss struggle, why your hormones are all over the place, and how to support them, and how to get healthy when you feel lost and alone so that you can feel good in your body again. Grab your sipper, pop in those earbuds, and let's go. Hello, friends, and welcome to the Honeycast. I am your host, Coach Kris Honeycutt, and I am here to talk to you about some very important things that are going to help you make over your menopause experience. This is going to be very practical, and it's going to be related to mindset. I will say this, after years of coaching, mindset is the key. So today we're going to talk about a mindset shift that I would like to teach you about, and also ask that you would consider to begin looking at what your brain is telling you. This is the first thing. If menopause is working you over, I want to give you a much better way of thinking that will give you your power back. This is going to be so transformative and a great tool to add to your midlife tool belt. So grab your pen, your pad, and your sipper, and let's go. I'm not going to tell you exactly the title yet because I want to back up just a little bit so that you understand why I'm even talking about this. So a long time ago, I'm going to say I was probably, to me, this is a long time ago, in my late 40s, I hit the perimenopause time, and it was a very tumultuous time for me. There were a lot of things going on, not to mention the hormone decline, and life circumstances were just super hard. I was still homeschooling several children. I was also in hormonal chaos, I'll say. I was an emotional wreck and basket case. I had just lost a best friend to breast cancer and went through the whole thing with her, even was in hospice with her, stayed with her. And I just found myself in a place where I was so negative. I was depressed. I wasn't clinically depressed, I don't think, but I was depressed. And a lot of that was because of the circumstances that were going on. And I felt like a dog that has a toy and the dog is just shaking the toy. That's the way I felt. I felt like I was being shaken up by my circumstances, and I couldn't get out of the negative spin. And I spent a lot of time, honestly, thinking about the negative things, journaling about the negative things, talking. And there is a time for grieving, don't get me wrong. And there are times when we do need to feel our negative emotions. I really believe that. But I was stuck, and my brain was on repeat of all the things that were going on. Not to mention, I had teenagers that were not making great choices, and I was very concerned about teenagers. there was just a lot of things going on, and it felt overwhelming at the time. And it wasn't the first time I'd felt overwhelmed, but in this season, it was the first time that I just felt, what's the word? Like my thoughts were stuck. I was just stuck in a rut. And so at this point in time also was when I ended up going to the doctor, and they're like, oh, you're in perimenopause, so just take a antidepressant or get on the pill and just get ready for 10 years. No, thank you. No, thank you, doctor. And so this actually catapulted me on my journey to become a menopause fitness specialist and to coach women in this area, just because I had gone through the ringer and I wanted to figure out the answers. But today I'm not talking practical. I'm actually going to be talking about this emotional and this thought life. So basically what happened was I pretty much just hit a bottom, and I started listening to a life coach and the life coaching school. And I began listening to her podcast, and I began to learn that my thoughts were not necessarily I was not my thoughts, and that I didn't have to choose the thoughts that I was thinking. But I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to do that quite yet. And that's really what I'm going to be talking about today. And I'm going to teach you the start of really how to start this. I'm going to say this was a transformative time in my life. I did the life coaching school for 6 months, and I learned the tool that's called the model, which is I did not make that up. I actually learned it in this course, and I began to implement working the model. What is the model? So here it is. The model is your circumstances are neutral. It's raining, or the sun is out, or I have an earache. Then you have a thought about your circumstance. This is what's so powerful, is that your thoughts about your circumstances don't have to be the thoughts that you choose. This is where the power comes. So listen to this. When you have a thought, then you will have a feeling. All of our feelings are actually caused by a thought. You can't really have a feeling without some type of thought. Your feelings are going to direct how you show up, what your actions are. And your actions are going to create results for you. So this model, we call it the CTFAR. C for circumstances, T for thoughts, F for feelings, A for action, your actions, and R for results. What type of results are you getting in your life right now? So when I learned this, I began to take all of my thoughts, all of those negative thoughts, all of them, and put them down on paper, which is called a brain dump, which, by the way, can just be helpful in and of itself to get them out of your head. And from that, I used the model to figure out, okay, what's the thought that I'm thinking here that's creating this negative feeling? And how am I showing up when I have this negative feeling? And then what result am I creating? That's called the unintentional model. Then what we do is we reframe, or we get the truth, or we get God thoughts, we get helpful thoughts. We decide what we're going to think instead. And this is called the intentional model. This is where we create a reframe, an intentional thought that's going to help you show up better. It's going to help you feel better, and it's going to help you create the result that you're wanting. I call this renewal of the mind. This is not something that I made up. This is a tool that has helped me renew my mind. I love the scripture that talks about we are transformed by what? The renewal of our mind. We're not transformed by the actions we take. We are transformed by the renewal of our mind. How do you renew your mind? That was a question I always had, is like, what does this look like? I don't know how to do this. I can't just slap on a positive, happy thought or even a scripture sometimes. But what I've learned is that these unintentional thoughts that we have, and we have about 60,000 a day, well, first of all, they're not you. They're not always from you. They can be a past story. They can be spiritually energized. They can be just random. They can come just out of the blue. There's sometimes no rhyme or reason. And then sometimes there are, and there are reasons, and we have stories, and we've wired thoughts in by thinking them over and over. So when I began using this particular tool, and I also began reading Dr. Caroline Leaf, How to Turn Your Brain On, and I just really learned that the key to true transformation is renewing my mind, is choosing the thoughts I'm going to think. And so, no, I can't slap some type of shiny, happy thought, but what we can do is we can come up with helpful thoughts. Helpful thoughts are what we want. We want thoughts that are going to drive a positive feeling and a positive action so that you create that particular result. So that's a little background into why I'm teaching on this. And this is a big part of my coaching. This is one of the main reasons that makes me a successful coach, is because I'm pairing the mindset work with the practical work that we need to do. So this is a great segue. Here is the title. Here's the title. We are here to do the work. All right. How do you feel when I say that? I'm curious. I know for me, I felt a little bit like, ooh, I don't know about that. But here is where I have gotten this. So I am doing a course right now, a very awesome course by Stephanie Gass. And one of the things that she teaches is this particular phrase. And when I first heard it, I had some resistance to it because I feel like I have done a lot of striving in my life. I feel like hard work and trying sometimes is exhausting and doesn't pay off. And I would say, in a sense, that is true. But this type work that I'm going to be teaching on today is the way that you can create the results in your life. This particular teaching is actually coming from my step 5 in my midlife fat loss formula, which is my 6-month coaching group where women are getting transformed, their body, their mind, their spirit, their soul. They're losing weight. They're feeling better. They're learning how to support their hormones. They're learning how to show up for themselves in this midlife season. They're learning what's going on with their brain. There's so many things going on with your brain in this season. And then you're getting unstuck in all these areas. If you're self-sabotaging, we're getting unstuck. If you are stuck on the scale, we're getting unstuck. If you don't know how to exercise and you're not exercising for your season, we get unstuck. And so this teaching, even though it's step 5, it is fundamental for each and every one of us to really make the changes that you want to make. So let's talk about this. What does it mean? We are here to do the work. And I'm really talking mainly about our midlife season and postmenopause. Of course, this is in every season, but I'm specializing in our 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and even beyond that. So this little phrase from Stephanie Gass, and I'll put the podcast in here so you can listen to it. We are here to do the work is not about hustle. It's not about putting more pressure on yourself. And it's not even a one more thing to do. Now that changes everything for me, because when I feel like I need to do more, I need to hustle more, I'm like, listen, I've been hustling since I was 28, and before that, but I've been a hustler. I've been a trier. I have done a lot of things and I'm pretty good at doing the work, but this type work is a different type work, you guys. This is not more. It's not about striving. I love this word right now. There's 2 words that are really carrying me through this season in my life. One is alignment. The other is surrender. And the alignment part is about saying yes to the process that will create the peace, the health, the freedom you deeply crave. So where does this fit in with the model? This thought, we are here to do the work, is a new thought I'm taking on. And the feeling where I used to feel hustle, striving, depressed, defeated is more about alignment. Doing the work means honoring yourself in this season that you're in. So midlife can tend to feel like it's a breakdown. At least for me, it felt like that. And even sometimes still today in menopause, there are just things that I'm frustrated with. There's just things that just don't work like they used to. And there are motivations and things that aren't there, that used to be there, that used to carry me. However, if I stay in this thought pattern, I am a victim. I am a complainer. I am not showing up like I want to show up. So instead of thinking midlife is a breakdown of things, I'm going to shift that. Here's my new thought to it's a breaking open. This is a season where our body is shifting and our hormones are whispering or yelling, and our metabolism isn't responding the way that it used to. So yes, doing the work means that we need to change things. We need to shift things. And I love bringing the shift. I love bringing the transformation. I love bringing the practical. I'm such a practical person. As a matter of fact, I'm always like, just tell me what to do. And I do tell people what to do. And I'll say in a loving coach way, right? But doing the work here means listening. What is your body trying to tell you? What are your symptoms? What is the root? Let's get to the root. That is the main thing as a coach I've learned over 25 plus years. You can put a Band-Aid on things. You can do all the practical work. But if you're not getting to the root of the issue, you will not be able to have a lasting transformation. And that's what this type thinking helps me get to the root. What is your body telling you? Our body is always talking to us. It really is. And a lot of times, especially as women, I feel like that we are taught, or whatever you want to say, to ignore that. And in midlife and beyond midlife, you cannot ignore that anymore. Your body will take over. It will start yelling. It will turn up the volume. So doing the work means honoring this season. It doesn't mean ignoring what your body is saying, being down on your body, cursing your body, talking bad about yourself, but it's about a partnership, not punishment. That's a new thought. I love that thought. It's about partnership with myself in this season and giving myself lots of grace, not excuses, but lots of grace. I am not as resilient as I used to be, but I'm more resilient in some areas than I've ever been. So this season is a breaking open. All right, number 2, doing the work means choosing consistency over perfection. I cannot tell you, first of all, I have operated in this thought, perfectionism, probably my whole life. And it has caused me to be driven and striving and overachieving in ways that I didn't need to. It led to adrenal burnout and then hormone dysregulation and all kinds of things. And with my clients, I see this so much, is that if they don't think they can do it perfectly, then they're not going to do it at all. How sabotaging is this? So let me be real with you. You're not going to eat perfectly. You're not going to move perfectly, think perfectly, but that is not the point. The work is showing up imperfectly over and over again. I'm going to tell you, this is the key to success. I am not some superwoman, disciplined person that's been able to achieve all the things that I have because it comes easy. No, I have done the work and I'm doing the work. And the work is to show up imperfectly over and over and over, and to trust yourself and your God that He is going to lead you and guide you. But to do the work means we've got to stay in it. And because fat loss and hormone healing and energy and mindset freedom, all of these, they live on the other side of consistent baby steps. This is what we're doing in my midlife fat loss program, is we are showing up consistently to get to that other side where you are losing fat and you are healing your hormones and you're supporting your hormones and you're getting free. You're getting free from the sabotaging thoughts or the limiting beliefs or just the things that aren't serving you. We can let those go. So number 3, doing the work means facing the sabotage stories. If you've ever thought, this doesn't work for me, I always fall off, I don't have time, I'll start on Monday. all of these. Or since I'm not doing it perfectly, I might as well not do it at all. These are the sabotaging thoughts that we want to reframe. This is how we use the model in my coaching. This is where I have you write down your thought, write down your feeling. What do you do when you self-sabotage with these thoughts? You give up, you don't support yourself, you go try something else, you start all over again. What is it? You beat yourself up. And what are the results of that? You are not getting your transformation. You are not getting your breakthrough. You are not making progress on these goals that you are wanting. So, but here is the real work. It's not just about the food. Although you guys, food is important and movement is important. And I love teaching on this. I want to give you the way. Has anybody watched The Mandalorian? That just really stuck with me. Of course, I also think about in the Word of God, the way is Jesus. But when I'm talking about the way of eating that supports your body and your hormones, it is important that we do those things and the working out, but it's more important what you believe, because you will have what you believe. You will produce what you believe. You will manifest, so to speak, what you believe. So we are here to face those thoughts, to use the tools, to overcome the thoughts, to reframe the thoughts, to get powerful new thoughts, to rewrite the stories, and to create a new truth. This is what I love about our midlife season, because I'm able to create a new truth for myself. I'm able to deal with things now that I couldn't deal with, or I'm open to dealing with things. And I believe in this season, there are things that God brings in our life that we can only deal with now because we couldn't when we were younger. There's too much going on. Maybe we didn't have the wisdom or the tools or the support, or maybe we're busy raising, having children and all the things. Now is a time when I choose to think, I want to create a new truth for myself. I want to take the stories that have been sabotaging me, and I want to let those be in the past. I want to look forward. I want to forget the things in the past, and I want to look forward. And lastly, number 4, doing the work means saying yes to growth and not just results. This is a biggie for me. I am very much tied to results. And I think we all are, especially people that come to me that want to lose weight and they want to optimize their hormones. And of course, they want to feel better. They want to be healthy. They want to be able to play with their grandchildren. They want to be able to go travel. All the things, we're all very tied to our results. So wonderful. Weight loss is good and needed. Energy is great. Smaller jeans, feeling good in your body. All of that, wonderful. But the biggest win here is becoming a woman who honors herself. When you start honoring yourself and you're not just going for the results, you will start treating yourself very different. When you become the woman who keeps promises to herself, when you take your seat at the table and you say, I matter, my health matters, my voice matters, you will start making different decisions. And so instead of thinking about just the results, which I understand all of that, I want results too. We have to, or I would encourage you to divorce yourself from the results, honestly. Detach might be a better way. Detach. Let them be there. Let them be there, but let you show up and honor yourself. So when I say we're here to do the work, I'm inviting you into something powerful. I'm inviting you into a lifestyle that loves your midlife body, a mindset that supports your growth, and a journey where the process is just as beautiful as the progress. So let's not run from the work. Let's run towards it. with grace, grit, and a little bit of sparkle. Are you in? Did you know that I have a free community of women in midlife just like you? Busy women who are working hard to lose weight with the Trim Healthy plan but feel hijacked by hormones and unexplained weight gain. I share menopause tips, superfood spotlights, delicious recipes, and so much more. Come join us at facebook.com/groups/get-your-trim-on. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and share it with a friend who might be struggling to lose weight in perimenopause or even menopause without confusion and without overwhelm? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. It blesses me to know this podcast is helping you. Time to grab my protein smoothie and head to the pickleball court. I'll meet you back here on Wednesday for another HoneyCast episode. See ya.